Hello, am I audible?
Yes,
Hello.
yes, sir, you are audible.
Yes, good afternoon and welcome back once again. Today in the morning session, we have a certain glitches. You have find that due to the internet problem and the problem from the Cisco, we have not able to show you about the online streaming from our classroom and from our studio. Now we have back to back two sessions. Possibly, I do not know what will happen for the West. Possibly, we'll able to do that now. Uh, First, we'll start with from our studio one live streaming on digital board. I believe most of you are familiar with the different kinds of board at your institute. Some of the institute have got it under TechU3 in this year. Some of the institute already have the kind of digital board in your classroom. Now, right now we understand that from distance you could not handle the digital board. That's why we have organized a very small session just before the lunch. Means how virtually you can use the kind of board and you can share with your student that you have seen just before the lunch. Now, physically, when you will be in the classroom, I hope that within next 2 months you will be in our classroom. So when you will be in classroom, how you will handle those kind of digital board, that will be demonstrated by the Jeet Chakraborty. So Jeet, can you hear me? Hello, Jeet. Hello, Jeet. So one session will be demonstrated from our studio. That will be live demonstration on the board, digital board. And another demonstration will be inside the classroom. That will be done by our director, sir, and our dean. So
Well, sir.
Jeet, can you hear me? Jeet, can you hear me? Hello, Jeet, can you hear me? Yes, Jeet, I can see you.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible too.
Sir, can you hear? Okay, sir.
It's fantastic.
Just
I can
give
see
me
you.
1 second.
See you. So now you can demonstrate your digital board and you can give the information what to do and what not to do. So quickly do it because already we are late in today's session. So over to you, Jeet.
Yes, sir. I'll take just 1 minute for viewing what the participants can see, because it is very important for us. Initially in the morning a little bit problem has occurred, so I don't want that to happen. Right. So all the participants can see me, I guess. And I'm audible to all of you?
Yes, I can see you. I believe all the participants also can see you. So during the demonstration of your board, also a little bit of demonstration of our studio, also you share with our
Will
participants.
do. Yeah, definitely, sir. Definitely, they'll have a view of our studio, right? I'm trying to organize the participant view here so that my technician can see it and track it if there is any problem or not. Just give me 1 minute. Whenever we people are not in the class, then we can use those platforms like OAP and some other apps are also there. Some are paid, some are a free version, but we can use that. But whenever we are inside the class, what we need to do? We need to use digital boards, because as you know already, I'm audible, right?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Thank you for confirming. So as we know that
you need to flip your screen.
Ma'am, the screen is huge. You have to. I cannot actually. But I think what device you are using? Let me go towards the board. Let me go towards the board. Can you people see me? I'm standing in front of the board.
Need to set. You need to turn the camera, not the screen, but the camera.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, is the view perfect? I'm just standing with the board right now.
No, you need to turn your camera. You need to turn your mobile.
Okay, sure.
Now it is okay.
Cool now.
Your mic is off, sir.
Now can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, so it is a great privilege to be here, and you are live, absolutely live at this moment in our digital studio. Yes, sincere apologies from my end because at the morning there was some technical glitch, but somehow we managed to fix it up. You know that whenever we have started this means from the corona period, whenever we are actually working remotely, right? We all have faced, I believe, the whole world have faced this type of problem that whenever internet is down, there is a huge problem, right? And this happens several times in our classes also, that if the students are facing some problem of internet, then there is a little bit glitch and this problem happens. Anyway, we have to overcome because yes, still we people are digital immigrant. We are not digitally native. These two words are in our minds and beautifully explained by Papun sir on the very first day. Anyway, so I have only got 10 minutes. I have snatched it from our director sir who is organizing the live session, who will be organizing the live session. I have snatched 10 minutes from him. So I am having this beautiful board, right? And this board is nothing but the NeoTouch board. Now there are multiple features, some of which I'll explain it to you. Also, we are having a video, right? I have a video recorded with all the features of this board, fully and totally. That what you can know, I'll upload it in the PPT and video section. And what you can do, you can view that. Okay, you can view that in your off time, maybe at night, maybe at some holiday or something, right? And everything will be solved. If there is any problem, you have my number, have my email ID. You can contact me anytime. Okay. So without any further delay, let us start. You can see 3 tabs are here. You know, this particular board or whatever boards are there, all these boards are nothing but by big mobiles. Okay, these are big mobiles, 65-inch, 75-inch mobiles. Why I'm saying this? Because they run entirely on Android. Okay, they are actually Android. So, and we all are very much accustomed to Android, so they are user friendly also. So what we need to do, you can see this type of screen will come whenever you will open the board, and some tabs will come up. So this tab, I believe it is familiar to our file manager that is present in our mobile and is used to surf anything, right? Any videos or PPTs or something. This particular tab is for the app section, the middle one, and this particular is the S, right? So what are the basic functions that we need whenever we are taking a class? I believe all of you will agree that the basic function that we need, the very first thing is writing and erasing. Okay, so for writing and erasing, what we need to do, let's check out. I'll just press here on this 2 tab. You can see S write option is coming. Now what we need to do, you can see that here multiple options are present. Multiple options are present here. The first option is the color screen. Okay, so you can change the screen color, right? The main thing is that what you can do, you can upload pictures. You can upload pictures from anything that is present here. Say one picture is present here. Okay, so this somebody has written this and saved it out. This is nothing but a picture, but I'll try something else. Let us go back. Okay, I'm moving again to the S-Write section, and we can import any picture that you want. You can go to the file manager, right? This is I'm not doing it again and again because this everybody knows this, that how to import a picture in a screen. Okay, what is the benefit of this feature? You can just bring about any diagram. Okay, you need not draw diagram and waste your time inside the class. You can import any picture, you can import any diagram, any model, a numerical. You can even import a numerical, right? And you can explain it. Okay, this you can do here. This is one of the biggest features. Second and third are the pen options. One is thick pen, another is thin pen. Okay, so first of all, you can use this thin pen, and if not, you can use this thick pen, right? Accordingly, you need to select this particular size. Okay, now you can see there are two options. One is this is precise erase. You can put this off. If you are putting this off, then you can write. If you are putting this on, then you can erase, right? Also, there is one more eraser. If you press your hand like this, you can erase this total thing. The eraser will come up. You can see I'm erasing the things. Okay. So these are some of the features, the most common features that I've already told you, that mainly we teachers, we write and we erase. These are the main functions that we people use. Okay. After that, this particular board is having a beautiful option, single touch and multi-touch. What we need to do, if we click on single touch like this, you can write with one hand only. If it is single touch, you will write with one hand only, one finger only rather, right? If you see, you multiple fingers I am using, it is to move the writing. Okay, the writing is moving, see, with my fingers. Okay, you can use zoom in, zoom out option also, simply by using two fingers, sorry. But whenever you are clicking this again, you can use multiple fingers. See, I'm using 10 of my fingers, scratching like a cat. Okay, that I can do. I can use all my fingers. Let me change the color for you. Let it be pink, right? And I'm writing with all my fingers. See, now why this option is very important. You have done the similar thing in our board months ago. Okay, you know why I'm showing this option to you. Basically, this is very important for us. Why it is important? See, suppose two students are doing two different things at two corners of the board. You can do that using this feature. And if you go to this menu tab, what you people are seeing, multiple options are there, among which import picture I've already shown. Pattern, you can use any patterns, right? Achha, let me clear this screen first, then I'll do it. Okay, so you can use any of the shapes, right? For example, I want a green circle here. See, a green circle has come up. You can scroll the size using your finger. Okay, I'm not satisfied with circle. I want triangle. Just like a child. Yes, your triangle is here only. Now I'm again not satisfied with triangle. I want rectangle. You can have that. Okay. So you take any thing that you want from this particular thing. Also, most important feature is split screen writing. You can split the screen into 2 or 3. What is the benefit? I'll show you. If you split the screen, suppose you are doing one numerical, right? And it has two parts. Say we have done in class 9-10 level numericals, na LHS, RHS. Left hand side, right hand side. Same numerical needs to be solved in order to check whether the left hand side is equal to the right hand side or not. You can do that here. Okay, because the screen is splitted from here only, right? Automatically it is splitted. So again, let us go back. Okay, so what we can do next, we are having this undo redo button and clear all. If you click here, everything will be cleared, right? So these are some of the basic features. Also, suppose I am writing something in this box. I want to write my college name, that is JISC, and I want to write ATAL FDP. What I need to do, I have written this, I want to save this. What I need to do, click on save button. See, option is coming where you want to save. This board comes with internal memory. As I have already told you, it is just like a mobile. So it comes with internal memory, right? So you can use that memory, or you can use pen drive or something. And you can save all pages or current pages, and you can save in PNG or PDF, whatever format you want to save. Okay, so I'm not saving it. Also, you can add multiple pages from here. You can click on this plus tab and you can add multiple pages, right? So that option is also there. So this was all about the S write option. Next option is the app manager. Multiple apps are present. You can surf internet from here directly. You can use app or whiteboard here. You can use GIS here. You can you can perform on Quizy here. See, all whiteboard has come up. Already practice. Start drawing. Okay. See, I'm writing on the all whiteboard. I'm writing my name and my college name together. Okay. So you have already mastered all whiteboard by this, I think, right? So you can use internet also. Okay. So let us go back. Multiple other apps are also present here. You can use these apps for your functions that you want to do. You can play PPT, PDF, or whatever you want. Okay. Let us go to the third one. Here you can see, and I'll not go into the details because this is just like a file manager that you have already used in your mobile. You are using right now, I guess, I believe, in your mobile. Okay. And this is just like your phone. Different options are getting shown here: all picture, music, video, and writing. Okay. Now here one more thing is there. You can see multiple tabs are present, right? Settings, desktop screen. This is something. Let us see what it is. First one is the setting. Now setting is internet connection, then data settings, then the wallpaper screensaver, signal background, then it is locking, and it is turning off the device, and it is device details. Okay. So just like our phone, it is present here. Again, if you click on this particular, the second tab, this one, the desktop looking thing or screen looking thing, you can have the connectivity options. So it can be connected via VGA cable, via HDMI cable, or many other things that are present, right? It can be connected. Also, it can be connected through laptop, right? It works with laptop also. Again, in the third menu, there are several things. Countdown, this countdown will start up here. It is just like timer of whatever is present in our phone. Okay. Lock, vote, clean, these things. Calculator, I'm not showing you because you know it very well. Screenshots, yes, it can be taken. Screenshots can be taken like this. See, if I'm taking the screenshot, press on yes, the screenshot will be saved. See, screenshot is captured successfully. Okay. One more thing I would like to show. This is very important feature. Spotlight. I want to show this corner. I want to show this particular VGA and AV. I want to show HDMI. I want to show anything else. So everything can be done using this spotlight option. Okay, the time is 5. The time is not 5, but the time is not updated, right? Anyway, let us go back and what we are having. Let's see. Next option is recent screen option. So whatever I have opened recently, that is presented here, and I can just close it out just like we do in our phone. Okay, this is our escape route. Wherever you are stuck, just press home screen, you will come to the home screen. This is back, and this is a unique feature using which what we can do, we can write something here. So this is the tab.
Okay, there is a slight power failure. Okay, please bear with us.
Basically, the last option I'm telling you, I think you people can hear me. The last option was nothing but your writing on the home screen. Okay, so you can write anything on the home screen, right? Now I'll not waste any more time here because this video is available in YouTube, and as I am uploading everything I'm uploading in the PPT and video section. So accordingly, this will also be updated, right? But I'll wait for 1 minute in the studio, or else we should start our live session at the top floor, right, Apun sir? In the evening we can show the studio. Yes, sir, Papun sir, are you there?
Jeet, we are in our one of the flip classrooms. Okay.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
bear with us for 1 more minute or so. The power will be back. Okay.
Sure.
In Kundalini area, there is a little bit of power crisis today. Generator चालू हो गया, ठीक है?
Okay. So basically,
one more minute.
yeah, definitely. So I believe you people might be having this type of boards in your many of the colleges and institutions, right? Because NPIU had already given different number of boards to select organizations, 100 organizations across India, and I am one of the members.
How much cost, sir, it is?
Sorry, how much cost?
How much
It
cost?
is around. It is around 1 lakh or so, right?
Okay. Thank you.
Actually, me and Papun sir were there with NPIU during the selection of the Samsung boards, right? So basically, Samsung boards are also very good. This NeoTouch board is cost little bit less than Samsung board, right? That's why we have borrowed it. and it is from South India only. I believe many participants are from South India. So this person is a friend of mine. This NeoTouch person, right? He is from South India only. If you want his contact, I can share. I can share with you. And I'm very happy to see while I check your attendance at the end of the day from my end, right? I am very happy to see that we have got several friends here in this laptop. Why I'm saying friends? Because there are persons present in this session, right? In this FDP, who actually were present at the ICDP. Last year we organized a conference at the AICT auditorium itself, right? And there are persons who are presented in several FDPs that we people have performed. You see, our board is on and the board is opening. So last thing I'll show you, and then we'll move towards the next session. It is Android. It is purely Android version of the board, right? You can see the board. I guess it is going on. So now it is on, right? Okay. So let us move on with the last thing. You can write here directly. You can write anything directly on the screen. This is the time. These are the different tabs that I can use. So I can write anything directly here. One false screen will come up. All the options are present here and you can write. Okay. So this was all about the board, right? In a very short time, in a very short version. And I would like to show you our studio. Okay. So this is technical person, Mr. Prasanjit Mandal. And this is our studio. This is the recording section. This is one studio that we have got, that is Studio 1. And this is the other studio.
Jit, you define your position and then you show, okay? You stay at a given point and then you rotate the camera. Otherwise, the frame is changing, okay?
Fine, fine,
you stand and you show.
Okay.
We record our live sessions, different TED Talks type of thing, whatever interactions are there with the students, we record it here, right? And I'll move to the Studio 1 to show you, right? So this is the Studio 1. Come with me. This is the Studio 1. And this is the clapper, as you people can see. It is live, right? What else we have got? Let's see. Let us move to the recording studio. Come with me. This is our makeup room. You have got several things. You can use this, see? Right? And this is nothing but the studio, editing studio, okay? So you can do different type of editing, whatever you want, you can do in this particular area. This is actually a home zone for us because we spend a lot of time here. And believe me, every faculty of this institution has mastered in editing and implementing different type of things that is needed for digital pedagogy and flipped learning. Right now, you can show here from here how the look is. Okay, so this is all about the digital studio. Thank you so much. This was Jit Chakraborty live with you. Now over to you, Papun sir, SS sir, and Director sir. I'll join you shortly. Thank you.
Thank you, Jit, for wonderful session. And I believe all the participants have basic idea of what should be the digital studio in Engineering Institute. We have spent a lot, not only in terms of money, but in terms of time also. We have spent a lot of time to understand how a studio works and how we could use that studio into our daily teaching learning process. Believe me, it's very, very important. The studio, what we have made, sometimes it is difficult to make for all the institute because it needs a huge money. So what you could do in your institute, you can set up a very small event, just a camera and a closed room with background with the green screen. You can see a small room as a studio. That also will work. So now let me explain why this studio is very, very important for digital pedagogy or blended learning. Because when you are giving the digital content to your student, possibly my colleagues have already explained that when you are giving digital content, it must be the teacher, the particular teacher who is teaching in your institute, their own video must be incorporated into the digital content. Why? Because that will give your student a flavor of his or her own teacher. So as a teacher, you need to record your class. As a teacher, you need to record your video. So if you just want to record it from the normal classroom or maybe at home, it will not be good because the quality of sound and quality of camera, whatever you are using, it will never give you the good quality of video. Rather, if you just try to produce it from your digital studio, it may be very small studio, but it will give you the perfect sound. It will give you the perfect view of the teacher. So preparation of the digital content, this is must. The teacher who is going to teach the students his own or her own video need to. So because of that, this digital studio kind of thing is very important when you are practicing the digital pedagogy or flipped learning or blended learning. That's why it is important. So gradually you can shift to this kind of video, but you could start this recording process from your mobile itself. But do it when you are giving the digital content to your student with the video of other institute, with the PDF content from the other institute. You must give them their own teacher's video, teacher's recording. So because of that, you should practice, you should set up some digital studio or that kind of thing at your institute. So now our live session will conduct from one of our flipped classroom. So our director sir is here. Jeet is also reached at the top floor classroom. And Dr. Shobhashachi Sen, Dean R&D is also with me. Myself, Dr. Papur বিশ্বাস, Dean Innovative Learning. So all are here. Now I'll request our director sir. Sir, please come inside.
Yeah. Have you seen him?
No, I have not seen him. Where is he?
I think he's waiting in the studio. So let's go to the studio. No, he's in the coffee shop. Hello, sir. I'm fine.
We had a really great day today. You know, I was wondering how many cups of coffee I'm supposed to drink today.
Right.
Waiting because my session was at 10 o'clock, now then 10 o'clock, then 1 o'clock, then 2
He's
o'clock.
not able to see the coffee shop.
Complete my 10th cup of coffee.
Yeah, you can. And you can continue
I've
the
finished
session.
it. I've finished it. Thank you. You know.
Thanks a lot.
So let's go. I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, देवी और सज्जनों, ये हमारी कॉफी शॉप है, क्लासरूम, you know.
ये
ये पूरा फ्लिप एरिया है यहाँ पर, हाँ. Our students and we, you know, I mean, we have nothing better to do. We come over here and we discuss many things. You know. So it's a beautifully, very cozy place, you know, designed for our staff members and students both. You know, that is how it is. Right. So now here we go. You know what? I tell you what. We have converted our staircase into. Can you believe this small staircase going up? It used to go, but now we have stopped. So let's go. Here we go, Prasenjit. You just walk into this thing, the classroom 403. You walk into it. Explain to them what it is all about. 403. So here we are. You can see those two gentlemen, you know. One is, why don't you introduce yourself, gentlemen? And who are you?
This is the third one. Yeah, this is each of them working head chemistry officer.
Wonderful. Would you like to go there? So I'm talking to you about this flip classroom. As you can see, I mean, we have got a cluster of 5 students, so there are 30 students each, and there are 2 invisible signs in here. One is, if you can see from the back, do you read the invisible sign? Come on, try to read. It says no, and move that way. That invisible sign over there, no smoking. Oh, of course, the other signs are invisible, so how are you supposed to see it? Anyway, so we have got, this flip classroom. We have got such 25 classrooms like these, and they are totally equipped with the latest state-of-the-art AV equipment. Basically, what we do here is, something
Sir,
that I
go
wish to
bit
explain to
slow.
you.
Sir, go bit slow. A bit slow.
Am I talking in Chinese? All right. All right. So I will be very slow. How do you like that? Okay, fine. So, what we do basically, I tell you, as I said, we don't teach at all. Please, you still see this invisible sign, no teaching, right? So, because we have inverted the Bloom's taxonomy triangle, we pushed out the teaching process of it, learning is out of it. So what we do is just simply brainstorming. Can you believe me? India, the semester 90 days, we have all the 90 days to ourselves, right? Brainstorming, idea, problem solving, and many more things. So as Dr. Papun, I think you said initially that, flip learning, what we do is, we push out the less complex cognitive tasks like, can I have no background noise, please? So, what we do is basically we push out the non-complex cognitive tasks like reading and understanding out of the room, of the classroom. The more complex cognitive tasks, we do it here, like understanding of the concept, application of the concept, and many, many, many more things. So as I said, in the beginning, if you remember, my first introduction to you about the flip learners, I mean, we give them assignments. And basically in class, what we do is, when we create questions of the assignments already assigned to them, right? And we pick up certain topics which we have already given them into the digital content. We have already given into the assignments, and we want them to discuss here. So here we are. Here is, table 1. So we assign task 1 to these people, right? And there is one topic which they do intense group discussion over here. Moving on to the cluster 2 topic that we assign for group discussion. Right, that way we go to table cluster 3, cluster 4, cluster 5. That's how we go. This classroom gets converted into a very, very noisy classroom. You must have, when we used to study, what used to happen was, the principal or the head teacher would pass by our class, and if there is some even slightest noise, he would rebuke us. Now we rebuke students. If we pass by the flip classroom and we don't find any noise, then we think there is something terribly wrong with the class. So that is how, the things change. Maybe it is not written in the Bloom's taxonomy, but the noise in class is something, the certain decibel we must listen to. Otherwise, there is really something wrong inside the classroom. So basically, our flip classroom is very open, as you can see. We do not have the first bencher and last benchers. All are at the head of the table. Everybody is at the head of the table. His or her own table. So we have broken the hierarchy. That is the first thing. Second, what we have seen, that in flipped classroom, we have given, the ownership of learning to the students. So it has become student-centric, basically. The entire mission is student-centric. That's what happens. And here what happens, basically in flipped classroom, I am here as an instructor, right? So I'll keep an eye on the on the crowd around me, or we firstly say that the gang around me, that what they are to. We would like to keep an eye on this. But once the discussion starts, follow the topic, first, fifth, and then give them the interview on our camera. Those conditions have something to do with like their teamwork, like their communication, the leadership qualities, many more. The classroom not only give learners the knowledge, but it prepares them to face the challenges and opportunities once they step out of our institution. And that is the most important. Never find in traditional teaching and learning, except those, once in a blue debates that they organize this institution. No, we don't do this. Right from day one, see to it that every student has the opportunity to speak up, express the views, and how can go about, convincing or pitching their argument within the group. That is very important. Now we're talking about within the group, right? In our next version of flipped learning, is it 3? Yeah, in 3, the entire arrangement is going to be changed. We were restricting the group discussion within the cluster of students or 6 students, whatever they are. Now we are going to initiate the discussion between cluster 1 and cluster 2, cluster 2 and cluster 3, cluster 3 and cluster 4, like that, so that the entire has got the pulse of the learning, what is exactly going on. For example, I'll tell you, in one of my classes which I used to take in the South Pacific, I remember how I started the class on life problems, the real life problems. Like, I was taking environment and sustainable development, and there was an issue in one of the South Pacific islands of Fiji that they didn't get enough money. For what? For protection of the very, very important plants. They were on the verge of extinction. So I presented, instead of going into the box, instead of getting into the survival of the plants and things like this, I went to the class and gave them this opportunity. Here you are. We have got certain rarest of the rare plants on our islands. Fiji has got 404 islands, right? So how do we save this? How do we raise money for this? Why don't you prepare a project to discuss among yourself, things like crowdfunding? How can you do it? How can you convince the government that you should spend more amount of money for preservation of our rarest of the rare species? So what they did, the group, they thought that yes, they are going to talk to the government. They have got very important policy decision to make, So they took so seriously that they started with a group discussion. They came up with a plan. They come up with the plan B, how to convince this government, how to convince the NGOs, how to convince the World Bank so that they can fund Fiji to get some more money to save the extinct species. So that is how it is. You have to, if you want to make flip learning classes very engaging, you have to give them the real life cases to be solved. You step out of the hard covers of the books. That is very, very important. And if you remain within the shackles of syllabus, if you remain within the shackles of your curriculum, believe me, don't ever go for flipping your class. Because flip classroom is engaging. It moves out of bound covers of your textbooks, It addresses the today's issues, not of the book which was written some 30 years back. You have, along with the concepts, those concepts, you have to engage the students such a way those concepts you relate to the today's issues and problems, today's challenges and opportunity, and how you can go about solving it. This is very important, Otherwise, flip classroom, if you don't make it engaging, if you don't make it interesting, I mean, it will be just another classroom, only the furniture arranged is number one. Number two, in flipped classroom, we don't do mistake of teaching here. Whatever we have sent them, whatever we have sent in digital content, we don't repeat it here. Don't do the mistake of repeating those things. What we do is just, we analyze those details, we conceptualize those details, and we find out that what approaches can be made, how that concept can be translated into real life situations and real time activities. So that is what it is. In flip learning, this is the classroom, this is what we have. In our classroom, what we have is, we have got the protocols. If you can show them, Sanjeev, those protocols better, if they can see the protocols. And I would request Professor Sabyasachi Sen to come over here and explain the protocols. These are protocols for the instructors, these are protocols for the students, So why don't you step in, sir?
Hi, very good afternoon to all of you. Our director sir has wonderfully illustrated, okay, the actual flip learning environment, okay. So far, it was mostly all theory. So you have been getting lot of points, but unless and until, it's almost like playing a cricket, okay. Unless and until you get into the ground, actual ground, that feeling, that momentum is not going to come. So we are actually, I'm actually standing. Actually, all of us are in an actual flipped classroom. The flipped environment that has been wonderfully illustrated by director sir. I will you these 3 slides. Okay. Now these are actually almost like, you may say, Gita, Quran, Bible, or whatever it may be, for a part of a flipped teacher or a flipped student. If you are transforming your life, transforming your classroom from traditional system into flipped learning system, or if you have to sustain into that system, if you have only 3 pages, these 3 photographs with you, your life is done as a flipped teacher. The theory part, but not the experiment part, that you have to experience by yourself. I'm just sharing my personal experience. When I was introduced myself as a teacher, okay, from teacher's perspective, that is how do I convert my old traditional classroom into flip mode? Okay, I was also perplexed. I was actually to see this type of classroom. Okay, initially I was actually confused whether it's a classroom or a cafeteria. Okay, so I was for students, but anybody coming into our college, okay, you could not realize the change, the amount of change has taken place in the infrastructure here. So as a teacher, you have to adjust yourself. So you may think that I have got a new, different type of classroom. The infrastructure is different. I am using a smart board, but that is not the only change. Has to come from within. What is that within change? We actually define our classes in 3 ways. Okay, any class, if there is a Monday 11 o'clock class you are having, okay, the class does not begin at 11 o'clock. Okay, I think all my co-colleagues have told you, we divide this in pre-class, in-class, and post-class activity. So pre-class activity means what you do before the actual class begins. Okay, in-class activity means what you do here in this room. Okay, and post-class activity means is that what you do after the actual class is completed. Okay. So now in pre-class activity, what is done in the earlier theoretical session, you have already you are acquainted with those terms. In pre-class activity, we essentially focus on that if I have to cover a particular topic, as Sarah was talking about the climate change, okay, that is the basic essence of that climate change, the basic ideas, basic theoretical background of that particular topic of climate change, okay, will be illustrated to you, okay.
Grammarly does more than chairs. With Grammarly, you can be really good at ME101 Engineering Graphics Isometric Drawing. The University of Gaziantep. Faculty of Engineering. ME101 Engineering.
Background music.
Dr. Guzan
Basically, pre-class activity means how you translate, how you Okay, that is basically sharing of the content prior to the beginning of the class. You see, in the traditional system also, we prepare ourselves as a teacher. We prepare our own notes. We prepare our questionnaire. First thing we prepare is our lesson plan. Okay, then we prepare on that particular lesson how a particular class can be taken. There is a session plan. In that session, we do many things. Okay, I have to share the content. What is the topic of that session? Now, in the pre-class mode activity, what you do, you share the lesson plan, you share the session plan, but as along with that, you share the entire content of your session. You share the entire content of the session, preferably with a profound mixture of the various digital platforms. You may share the various kinds of videos. And I think my colleagues have told you, we normally prefer video. Maximum video length should be of 3 minutes. So your pre-class activity will be an agglomeration of maybe 3 minutes video pertinent to the topic, obviously. And that will be annexed with some PDF, PPTs that may be from you or yourself, or in many cases you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Okay. There are so many, Professor Google is there, Mr. YouTube is there. You can use those online resources. You can pertinent document or pertinent video related to your topic, but you have to be very rational. You have to spend initially a lot of time. A single pre-class activity will take, if you have to make it properly, it should be clustering of many small video, a clustering of many small PPTs and PDFs. So if you do that, then you have got one, in our language we say, we have got one digital content ready. Digital content does not mean only video. Digital content does not mean only the PowerPoint presentation. Digital content does not mean only the PDF. Digital content is a good mixture of all these things. Okay, a teacher, an instructor in flipped learning system is considered to be a good instructor if his initial material digital content is awesome. He has got a very good mixture of the related video topics, related PPTs, and also if you have to sharing the initial content, as director sir was telling, the remembering and understanding is done here. So you have to share the content also. So your previous PDF should not be a book; it will be a pertinent content. Okay, it may be done prepared by yourself also. Many colleges are preparing online courses. You can do that also. The pre-class activity is the sharing of the digital content. That means your first-hand knowledge required for the remembering and understanding part for a particular class, you are sharing. Theoretically, students are supposed to go through those digital content. Now, how they do go through those digital content, I colleague has told you. For that purpose, we use learning management system, and we share digital content. Every class has got every course has got a code. By entering through that code, student can log in and get the digital content for a particular class. Now I have to, as a teacher, as an instructor, I have to ensure that students have to go through those content. So how do I ensure those content? So you see, you can open up a quiz. I think many variety of quizzing pattern system has been shared by my colleague. Okay, Quizy is there and some other platform also. You can make your classroom very vibrant. Okay, by applying those things. So even through just by opening up a topic in the WhatsApp group also, because lockdown has taught us one thing, that anything you do, you have to connect it to the student through WhatsApp every time. So you can open up a content to the WhatsApp link, to a Quizy link or whatever it may be. Then basically you give some time frame to the student. Before you, suppose you have got a class at Monday 11 o'clock, you are sharing digital content maybe on Friday before that. So within Saturday or Sunday, okay, don't spoil the Sunday, okay. Within Saturday, you give some time, okay, and ask them to respond to your question. Maybe 4 or 5 very simple questions. Two things it does. It makes the student to go through your topic, and second thing, automatically bridging between teacher and student is automatically a bridge is created. The online bridge is created, okay. So what you are doing, you are making your student ready for the class. This is the essence of the pre-class activity. So if you see, this is the guideline for instructor in pre-class activity. So what you are doing the providing learning outcomes and keywords, that means that is embedded in the lesson plan itself. Okay. Now, obviously, you have to share the digital content, and as I am mentioning, prior knowledge activity. You can open up a Quizy, you can open up a WhatsApp discussion, you can open up a Google form, and discussion forum, now digital discussion forum, or you may induce any concept. Mind mapping is another popular technique. So variety of options are there, and as a teacher, you have to go for the correct option. You see, day one is not 1 or 2 days you cannot realize it. Okay, you have to take your own, make your own system for this purpose, which is good for your student and your particular. It depends from paper to paper also. I teach physics, so for physics one method. If somebody is teaching management, some other method. Somebody is teaching electrical engineering, some other method. Somebody is teaching chemistry, some other method. Somebody for environment is some other method. So, or if somebody is teaching, say, the hardcore mathematics, maybe some other method. Okay. So it all depends on the way how you open up the topic, but you please open it. Okay. Then you see your class is starting before that particular scheduled class. I mentioned Monday 11 o'clock. Okay. So by Saturday, the students you have opened. If you consider Monday 11 o'clock is the class time. So within the Saturday, students are acquainted with it, with you as well as your topic. Now I'll get into the in-class activity. In-class activity means what our director sir has illustrated. Okay, we are in the in-class situation now. Okay, just environment. You can see 3 mature students are there. Okay, 3 students are there. Okay, and actually 3 students are missing. Okay, 3 students are missing. In a what we do, we make 3 plus 3, 6 students do sit. Okay, so in the you can see it's a pattern is a round table pattern. So they are sitting face to face. You just compare with a normal theater type pattern where the students see the back of each other. Okay, you don't have to see the back, you can see the face of each other. Okay, so that opens up a discussion forum. So this is one table, and as Sarah has already illustrated, has mentioned that there are 30 students. You can see there are 5 tables. Okay, so you are having 5 such patterns, 5 such sitting arrangements. So where our students can, where you make your students to sit together and discuss together. Now the question is that how do you divide those groups? I think in your earlier discussion also you have been told this, how you divide this group. There is a mantra for mantra in front of that these slides. Okay. Now for the division part, you see you have already opened up the topic. Okay, because the discussion is you have opened up a topic, or you know who has responded you more, who has responded you less in that batch of 30. So you know some students have got more priority knowledge about the topic. Some students have got less priority knowledge about the topic. Okay. But still, in-class activity, as Dr. Vistas was mentioning the other day, that in our initial stage also we are actually concerned whether students are actually going to the topic. You divide that 1 hour class, okay, in few phases. First 10 minutes you just rediscuss the topic, okay, reintroduce the topic, okay, and after that again you can, you see you have got the database of who is having more knowledge, who is having less knowledge, even if you have repeated the topic. So you divide the students in a group of 6. Each group will consist of 2 members who have slightly higher knowledge according to your database, who we are called fast learner, slightly moderate learners, slightly lower information as according to your database, and also the students who have never gone through any topic. Okay, there will be some students every time. Okay, so such students will be there, which are called slow learners or weak learners. Mind the director sir has told you that you have to take care of each and every student. Okay, so there will be no weak student will be there at the end of the semester. So that's why the best thing is that you make a good mix of best student, best 2, moderate 2, and weak 2. 2, these 6 makes a group of one single group. So now your job is that after group division is done, and you know this group division is very dynamic. You may change from week to week, class to class even. Okay. But my initial suggestion, you may change it from week to week, because why week to week I will mention it. Okay. Now in class activity, after that you open the discussion forum. Okay. You open the discussion forum. So how do you open the discussion forum? To each of the 5 tables, you give them some jobs to do, some assignment to do. Now again it depends on the paper. For papers like physics, electronics, electrical engineering, for most of the mechanical engineering, you can give them problems allowed to the topic, ask them to solve problems. And second, nextly, if it is related to this very highly theoretical conceptual management type of topic, you can open up a case study, ask them to give a case study or connected case studies, ask them to think over that case study and let them present. And you see this business will take 10 more minutes. So 20 minutes you are losing in this process. Now 30 minutes you give to the students for the discussion. Okay. Now what is your role during the discussion? You see, I request you to look here. You see, in-class activity means I have told you review the concept. Okay. Now you are doing say student-centered activities. Okay. I mentioned it depends on the topic. You may open up the case study. You may ask them to debate. You may in lab you can do lab activity. Okay. Or if it is highly engineering or scientific activity or highly analytical job, you can give problems to each and every table. Now you see what you are doing by this process. The normal remembering and understanding have been done before they entered the class. So in the class, what you are doing, you are basically going to the higher level of cognitive domains. Okay, as per Bloom's taxonomy, you are asking them to explain a topic. You are asking them to get into the case study, solution of a problem. So you are moving into the higher order cognitive domains. That is, when you do say solve a problem, when you get into the solution of a case study, you are doing two things by default. One is application and analysis of your concept. Okay. Now, what is your role? Okay. Students are applying and students are analyzing what you are doing. Okay. Your role is very dynamic. Okay. You should not be static. You'll be moving from table to table. Okay. You have to move from table to table. So your role is that you have to get into a particular table and you have to get engaged with the students. Okay. So they will be sitting with their laptop, maybe they will be solving some problem. You have to be their friend-like behavior. Okay. You see what it does, again, teacher-student gap you are reducing. So that gap, which is always developed in a class of 60, or in IITs maybe a class of 400, the theater type pattern, huge gap between teacher and student. What roll number 346 is doing, teacher never does know that. But that will never come because you are moving to each and every student. And if they are solving a problem, you are talking with them, how he is approaching the problem. If he is facing a problem, he will say, and teacher will directly answer to that question. So what you are doing, your role is just you are being the guide by the side. Okay, that is the present generation of teaching. Okay, so you are trying them to solve the problem on spot, even if some of I am sharing my experience. Some of my doubt was also clear when you are solving the problem together. So you are making a total fun together. Okay, if you solve a real problem, if you do a coding by yourself, that type of fun will never come from anywhere. So if you are doing it together between teacher and student, so if you are doing a coding, if you are solving a problem, you are solving it directly in presence of the teacher. Anything that is coming to the student's mind, you see, initially slow learners will be having, I am sharing from my own experience. Initially slow learners will be having some problem. They will be having, because they don't know anything. So they will be making more questions. They will be silent. So to the slow learners, what will be happening? You will talk with them. Okay. Okay. They will be asking many questions to you. Slow learners, you talk with them. You address with them. Okay. So what it does, slow learners also will be slowly getting into the stream of the discussion. Okay. So few things you are doing. First you are guided by the side. Second, you are solving the problem on spot for the students, which is never possible in normal traditional system. We actually share content to the student and they do solve the problem at home. So you are actually flipping that. That is the beauty of flip learning. Okay. Students are solving in front of you. Okay. Every step they are facing any problem, you are solving them. But you should not be static. Okay. You have to do another job silently. I think Dr. Vishwas has told you that is the assessment part, which you have to do very silently, because in a group of 6, how each student are participating, how they are approaching a problem, how they are communicating. Okay, those things will be all coming. I think all those things have been mentioned by Dr. Vishwas. Okay, so now you see again, you cannot be happy with only one. You see, there is no student preference. You cannot be with standing with only one group. Okay, you have to move from table to table. Okay, to the next table also you have to give some sufficient time. And as director sir was telling initially, you see, flipped classroom is a highly vibrant classroom because teacher is being asked by all the tables, sir, please come here, sir, please come here, sir, please come here, like that. Okay, so you are a very busy person in the flipped environment. Okay, because you have to move from very quickly from one table to another table. It is very similar. I may give an analogy to you. Same thing happens to you in your lab classes. Okay, if you conducted practical classes also. Okay, but here practical and theory is altogether different story. You realize. Okay, just imagine, just dream. You are just moving from table to table. Everybody is asking, okay, you are the more, they are moving from one table to another table. You are talking with them. They are also talking with them. Okay, so it's a very vibrant class. And you see at the end of the semester, the student who was initially keeping mum, now he has started talking. That is the beauty of flipped learning. Okay, and you see another important issue is that what we allow, suppose that 30 minutes, first 10 minutes is almost rediscussion, next 10 minutes grouping, next 30 minutes is that it's a full the problem solution is going on jointly by teacher and student. Now, next 10 minutes you keep for the students to present it. Okay. So from each table, one of the student, okay, who is having, say, because you see there will always be some leaders. Okay. So automatically you see you are doing, if you follow the NB attributes, the working together, okay, the development of communication skill, leadership skill, automatically you are rebuilding, okay, inside your flipped environment, which is almost never possible in the traditional system. So what you are doing, so after in the last 10 minutes from each table, one of them will present the case, if it is a case study. One of them will talk about the solution of the problem, okay. Now, during the discussion, as a teacher, you may talk with the student, and other peer members can also talk with the student. I was talking about the 2 to 3. So that is the glimpses of flipped learning 3, where the discussion forum amongst the table will be on, because peer learning is a very critical issue. Okay. Now assessment is only done by the teacher. We may open up in the higher level, peer level assessment may be there also. Assessment part and evaluation part will be has been already taken care of by our Dean Innovative Learning, you know it. Okay. So now after this, what would happen is that particular one of the batches will be has presented it, and finally you make a final summary, and you obviously after you have your own assessment by yourself. You can use the your mobile app also for this purpose. I think all the things are mentioned. But you see, reminded your class has not finished. Okay, so class will be finished at the last step. Okay, there is one more step here. There is a post-class activity. Post-class activity means, you see, I think you have been told about learning management system. So through learning management system, in pre-class activity, you have shared the content. In class activity, I just mentioned. Now post-class activity, through learning management system, 2 persons are connected. Okay, two now, actually, if you consider that teacher and student, both are connected. Okay. So in pre-class activity, teacher has shared the content. In post-class activity, student will be now sharing the assignment. Because you have opened up a topic, you have given them some job, so they will be presenting the assignment, okay, and now they will be presenting it digitally, okay, no classical traditional business, so they will be presenting it digitally through the learning management system. So you will be checking it. So this is the remaining 5 parameter assessment you are doing. I think we have got it, what is remaining 5 parameter assessment. Okay, now that is all about the content itself. Okay, now there you see now you have got full 10 parameters data, 5 from your in-class activity, and remaining 5 parameters are coming from the post-class activity. If you are using a good learning management system like Canvas, there all the information will be stored. Okay, so basically for your single class, that Monday 11 o'clock I mentioned, okay, pre-class, in-class, post-class, giving you for each student some performance analysis. Okay, so now suppose in a week you have got 3 classes. So at the end of the week, you have got the total performance of the 3 students. So using platform like Canvas, you can give it total performance analysis of each and every. And beauty is that through learning management, students can see also their performance. So they automatically get to know how they are performing. But best option is that as a teacher, you have got a lot of responsibility. So what you have to do at the end of the week, the students, your definition of who is good, who is slow learner, who is moderate, and who is weak learner, okay, maybe changing. Okay, basically our main objective will be that slowly weak will be getting to moderate into the fast. So at the end of the day, all are almost in the same boat. Okay, so particularly for the weak learner, okay, we can say you have to say special session initially. At the end of the week, you talk with them. We have got a special room for that. Okay, so special room for that. Okay, so that special room is this room. This room you can see here. Okay, here my job is that I'll be sitting here. Okay, students will be sitting here also. You see, again 5-6 students are sitting. So as a teacher, I am here, and my HOD may be there in the class. Okay, in the discussion forum, or the students will be sitting. So ultimately, what you have to do, okay, it will be just open discussion. Okay, at the end of the, say, if you are in the next week in the early by Monday, Tuesday, you do it. Okay. So what you do, you are actually opening, you are discussing what is your problem, like that. Okay. So in this way, you can just slowly. Okay, and you see, if there will be some student, okay, they will be taking more time into get into your business. So for them, some more special room is there. Okay, and you can see this is another wonderful discussion forum. You can see, okay, it's almost like a very good scenic beauty is there. Okay, you see here also again in the same room, two discussion forum can go on, two teachers can take the session. Okay, so you can realize, okay, it is only for the bridging the gap, get the students into. You see, there are so many wonderful things there. Okay, these are the main few mantras of the flipped learning. Okay, and some of the cover pages, cover stories are also there. Okay, so basically these rooms are utilized. These rooms are utilized. These rooms are utilized for the purpose of mentoring the student at the end of the each flip classes. Okay, and it's a dynamic process. Okay, it takes some time, but at the end of the day, it may take some time, but at the end of the day, they will be acquainted, they will be slowly get into the stream. Now, this is the instructor's manual I mentioned. Similarly, the manual is there for the, okay, so there is some basic guideline for the students also. Okay, students also, again, I hope you have understood the main mantras. Okay, pre, in, and post class activity. So students will be reading the video, there will be prior knowledge activity that will be opened by you, quizzes, and in class activity. I hope it is almost clear to you. Okay, they'll be participating, they'll be asking questions, collaborating with the classmates, and post-class activity also. Now this is almost everything will be now in the formative state. Okay, they will be making their assignment done, submitting it, analysis. Okay, and at the end of the semester, if you may come up with a good project work also. Okay, if you do, depends on the subject matter again. Okay, so it basically it focuses on, you see, everybody of us talk, you see, AICT is talking about holistic development, overall development, etc., etc. NBA is talking about students will be developing, their vocabulary will be high, they will be able to think by themselves, they will be able to solve problem by themselves, they should have critical thinking, they should have the societal aspect, they should have everything. But actual 360 this entire 360-degree angle development, if you have to do in your teaching learning system, this could be possibly done only by flipped learning. Okay. Other aspect will be automatically growing. Their communication will be automatic. I hope it is illustrated in front of you. Automatically they learn. Automatically they talk. Automatically they communicate. Automatically they make a friendship. Automatically they do project work. Automatically they get involved in the society. Okay. So overall 360-degree development may be only solution nowadays in this particular mode of blended learning. Okay. That is a flipped learning. Okay. So I hope I now just again over to the session to our director sir. Okay.
Yeah. So look at it. I'm also trying to adjust the mind, the temperatures, and many more things. So I mean, because we need to have this hard and soft skills both, if you're working in this kind of thing. So here we are. I mean, I must say thank you. Yeah, can you put the focus on my way? Right, so they can at least see my face, who this culprit is. So, the thing is, of course, I have to see there, my production director tells me that I should look into the camera. Okay, fine, right? So what Dr. Sain said, is something which I would like to add into it about the evaluation part of it. In evaluation, you consider this is a class of 30, right? Now, one student gets evaluated considering 5 days and 4 subjects 20 times per week. So this bunch of the crowd
gets evaluated 600 times per week. Can you imagine this? Can you do this thing in traditional teaching and learning? Can you evaluate your stakeholder even 1 or 2 times in a week? Here he is getting evaluated at least 20 times, minimum 20 times. 5 days, 4 subjects, 5 into 4 is 20 times. Multiply by 30, 600 evaluation times 600 times. So you can imagine what will happen at the end of the 12-week session to a group of 700 students. It will run into lakhs of evaluation. This doesn't happen in traditional teaching and learning, right? Because in traditional teaching and learning, what happens, our evaluation system is we are awarding we are rewarding the memory retention capacity of the students. It doesn't test the IQ. It doesn't test the passion. It doesn't test, the knowledge of the student. Yeah, one thing it tests is, the memory chip of the student. So if you have got a higher memory holding capacity, you get more marks, And if you don't, even if you are intelligent, and if you don't have a good memory retention capacity, you are average student. We don't allow this to happen here. Because there are cases in the history. I can start with Steve Jobs and I can go on, Steven Spielberg, I can go on and I can say, the Microsoft head and many more people, who were averages. Averages because of what? Because of the system of examination, the evaluation system, and they marked average. But when they stepped out of, when they left, they were dropouts actually. Most of them were dropouts, like Bill Gates, for example, right? When they stepped out of that claustrophobic system of education, they did wonders. We want our people, to walk the way which, the Bill Gates has walked, the Steve Jobs has walked, the Steven Spielberg. We don't want him, to be at the end of the 4th year, very miserably, nervously, frivolously, frustratingly, waiting for the campusing. No, we don't want that to happen. Let the averages do that. Let the students from traditional teaching and learning do this, not our students. No way. People will come knocking for that. That is the beauty of learning. Because our evaluation system really transforms the students into a knowledgeable person. It transforms the students into a decision maker. It transforms the students into, it sets the men apart from rest of the crowd. If I remember one saying that, if you really want to lead the orchestra, as a conductor of the orchestra, you don't have to face the crowd. Your back will be facing the crowd. That is how it is. This is the creativity about the flipped learning. So all that I want to tell you is, traditional, and that's why we do not have any examination. In fact, I have requested MHRD that we should not have, even at the end of the semester, 70 marks of memory testing examination. We should not have. Our case is still pending, because if you are in the digital mode, flip mode, I don't know why on earth you should have that traditional examination, which doesn't test anything but memory. So that is how it is. We are here in this country to put our case forward creatively, and we have been in talking with several agencies to get rid of the final examinations, because that is what usually happens, whenever the flip learning, courses are there. So why not? So here is, our students have fun. They know that they are being evaluated, so they are very cautious that next time they are going to perform well in group discussion. Next time they are going to perform well in assessment, the assignments. Next time they are going to perform very well in communication skills. Next time they are going to perform very well in front of the camera. I'm sure, my colleagues must have told you one thing, that, as we prepare the digital content and send it across to the students, we have to proceed with an introductory video. We walk into the studio, right? And we record our 3 minutes version of what it contains, the digital content is all about, and what we expect when they step into the class next time. And we also find out that this is what
the assignments that you are supposed to do, because all digital contents are smartly packed with embedded assignments in such a way that they have to go through each and every content. So now, when we prepare the assignment, again the students have to, like us, they have also to, I mean, that the assignments will be in the form of digital content, isn't it? So they have also to walk into the studio, and they also have to embed their 3 minutes introductory video about the challenges they faced in the assignment, the opportunities that they found in the assignment, and what are the creative, the creativity with which, they can suggest some projects out of the assignments, things like that. So problem solving, the negotiation skill, creativity, all they bundle up. And when they walk into the studio, yes, they do make mistakes. Because, I tell you what, talking to a friend is different thing. Talking to your parents is another thing. Talking to your employer is another thing, right? Even talking to God is easier, let me tell you, because he doesn't answer. So we know that we can take him for a ride, right? So कुछ भी जाके बोल देते हैं घंटा बजा के. But talking to the camera is a very, very tough thing, because you are going to see what you have been doing it. आप जोकर बनते हैं कैमरा के सामने या आप एक्टर बनते हैं, So talking to camera is a skill, with, like, most of us are not actors. Otherwise, we would not be here. We would be in Mumbai, in Bollywood, isn't it? Like, most of the teachers are not actors. Most of the students are not actors. But then this is the skill that you have to develop about communicating with the non-living object like camera. How to look straight into the eyes, how to pitch your point, how you can sell your point, how you can convince the people when you're talking to the camera. These are many, many things that our students do it. So, and many come and tell us that, sir, talking to a camera is very, very difficult. And I know it. I mean, talking to camera is something that you have to gradually develop the skill, the art of doing it. Because what do? Suppose I am preparing a 3-minute introductory video, all right? Then it has to be very engaging. I mean, the student should not fast forward me. They should say that now he is going to say something. Within those 3 minutes, you have to put all your skills together, because you are marketing yourself. You are marketing the contents. You are teaching those contents. So those 3 minutes are important. Let me tell you one example. On the television, most of the advertisement is not more than 20. But the 20 seconds is powerfully packed. There are punches in it. It convinces you within those 20 seconds that yes, this is the product I should buy or I was looking for. This is how it is, You have got 3 minutes. Such a huge, huge, huge time you have got. So you have to talk to the camera, and our students are talking to the camera. And when we rerun their films, I think Professor G showed you the preview theater, isn't it? So we project those films and we tell them that here you are, this is where you should improve your body language. This is where you should improve your diction. This is where you should improve your stress and rhythm and annotation. This is where you should improve your language. This is where you should shorten it. This is where you should little bit expand it. So all these things are taking place. So we are actually creating a breed of students that is ready, future ready. We are creating a breed of students that is not waiting in the queue in the campusing. Infosys, OI. No, we don't care. Our students are scalable. Our students are future ready, because our students are being trained based on the skills that has been set of skills that have been created by the World Economic Forum for Industry 4.0. Our evaluation, I'm sure Prabhu sir would have told you that our evaluation patterns, they change from one year to another based on a set of skills generated by the World Economic Council. So here we are. So welcome to the Back to the Future. Welcome back to the future, I would say.
And I leave it with you with a small winding up session from our Dean of IL, Innovative Learnings. Prabhu sir, come over here. Here you are.
So yesterday I had talked a lot with you, and day before yesterday also I had discussed about the concept of flipped learning, concept of different kind of pedagogies that I have discussed with you. So I believe you have remembered in last class yesterday I had told you the evaluation process. I have shown you the quizzes and other type of evaluation that you must practice if you are following this kind of pedagogy. For the digital pedagogy, the technique what you are adopting from years, that will not work. I have shown you the picture of the football match with a scoreboard of the cricket match, that I have shown you. Exactly what generally we do inside the classroom, just I want to show you a bit, means during the evaluation process, how as a teacher you should do inside this kind of class. So you could see this board, see, where I will just start the quiz and all students are sitting here. So they will just log into the quiz and they even can see their performance. Also, one more thing I just want to highlight. I believe already you have noticed that the different color combination of the table, correct? So in a particular table, there are some red colors. You just show here. You just show in this table. See, there are different colors, red colors, black colors, and different kind of colors. So I believe already you are familiar with electrical engineering or electrical RBY, you are familiar with. The same convention you could practice over here. In any kind of classroom, there will be some students who are slow learners. There will be some kind of students who are fast learners. So during the sitting arrangement, see, as a teacher, you sometimes cannot just able to recognize who is my slow learner, who is my first learner. So that color code you could use during the sitting arrangement. See,
Somebody in the middle, and that very handsome person is the fastest.
So as a teacher, that you could do. So that will give you more freedom when you are evaluating. As Dr. Chopusati Sen and our director sir has said, inside a flipped classroom or inside a digital classroom, as a teacher, you need to do a lot. You need to move around from one table to another table. You need to take the evaluation sheet. Every time, see, you are talking with your students, they will ask several questions to you. That's fine. At the same time, as a teacher, at the back of the mind, you need to keep that at the end of the class, you need to judge each and everybody. And believe me, in flipped classroom, number of absentee students is very, very less. So out of these 30 students, possibly will find 1 or 2 students will be missing in your classroom. So all students, almost 99% students in you need to evaluate in each classroom, and that you must be done within a specific period of time, maybe 1 hour or 50 minutes, whatever is given to you. So during the discussion, as a teacher, you will clarify the students' doubt. That is the number one. At the same time, in this table, the sheet of the evaluation, or maybe your mobile phone with this, the application app will be there, from where you need to go to the table, you need to evaluate the student based on the 10 parameter, you need to update that into your mobile, or maybe you need to update that into your sheet, that you need to do. So it's a huge busyness for a teacher also inside the classroom. Believe me, to practice a single class of this kind of class, means flipped learning or maybe digital learning, teacher, I believe 3 to 4 times more than any conventional classroom. So that's why all the best, and I believe some of the classroom you could make like this. If proper arrangement is not possible, even the conventional sitting arrangement you could turn around, and this kind of arrangement like 6 or 5 or 3, whatever you students. For the first year students, it is preferable that always you keep less, because first year students don't want to speak initially. For higher order students, for the higher class students, you can keep like this 6 or 5 number of arrangements. So you do it in the coming semester. I thought it will be a wonder for your institute. So thank you. Thanks a lot.
So as this is a live session, I would like to request you all to interact with us, to ask your questions, right? And everything will be solved. Okay. So please come over and ask your questions. We want to interact with you.
Hello. My query is,
Yes, ma'am.
does all the classroom have this type of thing from first to fourth year?
We have got all the classrooms like this for flipped learning parameters.
That's you want to get virtual work, you can make it. Interferences.
Your laboratory experiments?
Madam, you have got all the classes. This is whatever be the environment that you have been seeing. This is for the theoretical classes. Okay. Practical classes is altogether a different ballgame, you know. But because you have got instruments there, okay, depending on the nature of the lab. So this is the pattern of a theoretical class. Okay, for your theory courses, that pattern is 30 students arrangement, and this entire floor is dedicated. Okay, if you see any lab, any room here, okay, we can make any virtual tour also. This entire floor, all this is a very beautiful place to be there. Okay, so all the rooms are actually of this type of similar pattern. Okay, all the rooms we conduct all our classes. Practical classes is different story because instruments will be there.
No, my question is, for all the students, for all the departments, they have a similar classroom.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So the conventional classroom doesn't exist in this college.
No, ma'am. Ma'am, we are completely flipped institute. We are the India's first fully flipped institute declared by ICT, MHRD, and World Bank Group.
2016.
Yes, ma'am.
2016 you have started.
We have flipped ourselves in 2016, but we got the accolades later on. Within 2018, we got all the accolades.
Ma'am, just I want to add with Professor saying that converting your conventional classroom to digital classroom or flipped classroom is not a one-day job.
Yes.
It takes time. So we have started it from 2016, now it is 2020. So we have taken 3 to 4 years to convert our entire teaching learning process from conventional to digital or flipped, whatever you say. So our suggestion will be you start this process, it can do wonder. See, within a month or within a year even, it is not possible. Gradually you shift the mindset of the faculty member, mindset of the students, mindset of the organization, means all stakeholders mindset you need to shift, and then only you could do it. But gradually, I believe if we could do it, you also can do it. So that will be one of the best practices of your institute. So I hope that if you start today, within next 3 to 4 years, you also could do like ours, what we have done.
So my next question is, the students are appraising it. How is the students after going through this turnover? How much they're negative about the whole thing? The students.
Students. How the feeling of students? How they felt about it? And the survey. Positive, negative. Madam, actually, Sir, madam, actually, you see, anything you do, anything new you do, what it needs, it needs an all-round survey. Okay. So before initial, I think our director sir has told you possibly that before getting into the flipped learning business in 2016, because it's altogether a new concept, we have taken. First thing you have to get your management confidence. Then you have to take survey. You see, next is that who is going to offer the course? That is our teachers. Okay, you have to get response from them. because there are in every college there are mixtures of teachers in ages, in department, students are also in attitude and mindset, and also for students also there are variety of students. The fourth year student has got one type of mindset, first year students have got another type of mindset. So we have taken survey from the students also. And another very important, which is the other major stakeholder, is the other two major stakeholders, is the survey from the parents, guardians, because ultimately they're one of the major stakeholder, and also the industrial perspective. Okay. So we have involved everybody. Okay, everyone's survey was taken, and you see the entire process of flipping the class is very dynamic. Okay, whatever you have been doing in 2016 and whatever you are telling you now, they are altogether different. Okay, your experience will teach you many lessons. Because initially we thought, for example, there are papers like mathematics. Okay, so how do you offer that through a flipped classes? You have to, you have to take students into confidence, parents into industry into confidence for some of the topics. Okay, so basically you have to get the steps, feedback of everybody, and you have to be very open in your mindset. Okay, any new journey you cannot do with a stubborn mindset that you have to do it, like not like that. Okay, you propose your idea, you get the feedback from your all stakeholders. Some good feedback may be positive, feedback may be suggestive, and with the open mindset. Okay, for this, you see, we started in 2016 December, but we implemented it. You see, 2016 December, that particular event semester was a learning card. Actually, it is also here in a learning card now. There is a famous card, learning. All of you know that. Okay, but that 6 months was very crucial because at that time we are getting a lot of feedback. We are experiencing ourselves also, and depending on that, we have customized ourselves. In 2017, we have customized ourselves because you see, my point is that you have to be open to your mindset. You come up with an idea, you get the feedback from all the stakeholders, student, teacher, parent, industry, and also the management. Okay, and based on that, you also change some of the modalities, keeping the basic framework of the flip planning intact. Okay. Oh, so if you do this much, I think everything will be done. Okay, and you see, it depends on the reference frame where you are. The reference frame of JIS College of Engineering will be slightly different in your state or something. So you have to get, as Dr. Vishwas was telling, is that you cannot climb into the to the top of the Everest one day. Okay, first you have to get into come to West Bengal. Then you have to take a journey towards the Nepal. Then you move there. Okay, like that. Okay, so you like Sikkim. Okay, I miss Sikkim because I never. Okay, but you have to get it step by step. Okay, so first, if you are planning it in your college, okay, you may start it from your very first year, which is beginning now. As per ICT, from November it may be beginning. So now, from the first year batch, you take it up as a pilot project. Okay, and at the end of the semester, you get their opinion. Okay, and based on that, the process has to be dynamic. So key issue is that open-mindedness and the dynamic nature, and also at each step you have to take the feedback. Okay. Okay, the process is very dynamic. And next is that keeping in mind, you have to transform your timetable also. Okay, even I can tell you, we have the way we change our timetable. Okay, you may be laughing at us. We have kept it as 40 minutes. We have kept it at 50 minutes. We have kept it at 1 hour, 1 hour, 10 minutes. Huge experience. Okay, in every semester. Now we have fixed 1 hour because we understood the dynamics of the system. It takes a bit of time, and best experience is the own learning experience. Okay, then you get your own inner feeling. Okay, so that's all from me.
So from 2018,
Come on.
so from 2018,
your voice is not clear, ma'am. Lipika, ma'am, your voice is not clear. Yeah.
From 2018, your students are going through this flip learning and blended system, right? From 2018. How many years? I mean,
2016.
Ma'am, we have started flip learning for the first year student from 2016 onwards.
Oh, okay. Now I got it.
So on December 2016, we have started our journey. Thing is that, ma'am. Yes, this time our final year students will be coming out from the flip batch.
Already come out.
Okay, wonderful. Okay.
Actually, madam,
2020.
2016, Deepika madam, we started it from 2016 January session. So actually, a fully flipped batch will come out in 2000. If you entire flipped batch in 2021, because that 2016 has got one semester of
Okay.
system.
Okay. Batch will be graduating in 2021. One complete batch will be graduating.
Now present batch has got 7 semester of flip, 1 semester of traditional.
Yes.
It has passed out in 2020. 100% flip learning, 100% Vishuddha Deshi flip learning is from the 2020.
I understand. Okay. Because this is a wonderful, lockdown has forced us to this blended learning and this flipped learning. But the thing is that we should use this even after lockdown. I mean, like you have started before lockdown only,
and teaching physics in the flip learning mode is not a problem. Okay, this is Shobhashachi. Teaching physics in flip learning mode is also not a problem. Okay, physics, mathematics.
So thing is that, ma'am, one of you have asked that how students has reacted with the implementation of the flipped learning. See, for all the participants, just I want to say anything new, whatever you wish to introduce new, nothing been accepted as it is. There will be some pushback from different stakeholders. See, from student sense, also we have got initially few students are not agree with this, because as a students also they need to do a lot of work in flipped learning, because as director sir has said, every week 600 times we are evaluating. So per student it is around 30 number of evaluation we are doing. 20 to 30 number of evaluation we are doing. So students and teachers, especially the teachers, when we have started it, there are some month or within 2-3 months they will accept. But when they will realize, especially the mediocre and good student, when they will realize that that is helping their student, so they will accept. And I have a suggestion: you take the parents, especially the parents, into the confidence first. So if you able to make them understand, student is not a problem.
What about the laboratories? Here, all the practicals are on virtual mode or 50-50 ratio is there? Hello?
The live session. Yeah.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am. If you want to see any other of our live facilities live, okay. Further. 416. Yeah, Harsha ma'am, please go ahead.
Yeah. I just want to ask about the laboratories. All the practicals are on virtual mode only, or 50-50 ratio is there?
Madam, actually, for practical classes, as Dr. Vishas has also mentioned, that we have been practicing it for past 4 years. For practical classes, you see how to design a circuit or how to take data. Okay, that we have been sticking with the traditional system. Okay, because practically there you have to do experiment by yourself. Now, what lockdown has done, I think all the teachers, the entire teaching community, have to go for the virtual mode. Okay, so that we have got our own system for that also. We are developing. Okay, but before that, we are sharing our own experience during the March when it was first closed. We have essentially used that vlab.co.in of MHRD. Okay, because that is a wonderful repository. Now in this present semester, we are planning a bit more. We are extending our own avenue. We've got a strong technical assistant team also. So they are helping us to transform our lab classes also into digitally. So that we are exploring in this semester. But we are also novice into that. Okay, because we have started in this semester only. Okay. Otherwise, our normal practical session is a hands-on. Okay, that you cannot. The equipment is needed. You have to do it in front of the equipment.
Ma'am, I believe you are asking the laboratory right now how we are practicing, correct, ma'am?
No,
Or how we are
not
practicing from last 4 years?
last 4 years, like all
Last 4 years, ma'am, it is like conventional how you people are practicing. See, if you consider any laboratory, the laboratory itself is flipped. Means the way you are conducting your laboratory, it is nothing but a flipped classroom. The teacher or laboratory assistants are going to a student group. Maximum in a group, you possibly I think 6 or 7 students or maybe 4 or 5 students are there in a particular lab, particular experiment, I should say. So their teacher is going, and this teacher and laboratory assistants are helping the students and explaining the theoretical background individually, the group wise. Means 6 or 5 or 6 students are there. So if you consider the laboratory situation in your institutes also, it is already flipped. Means you are giving means what kind of laboratory they will do in next week. The content you are giving initially to the students, or they are collecting from your some Xerox center or somewhere else. So they are just studying a bit the theoretical part. They're studying into their classroom, and they are coming into the laboratory. Means basic theoretical aspect, the basic knowledge of remembering and understanding is there with the students when they are coming into the classroom, when they are coming into the laboratory. So they are going to the particular laboratory experiment table, and the teacher and laboratory assistants helping them for out of it. So the laboratory itself is a flipped model of learning, you could say. So the last 4 years, the laboratory we are practicing exactly, you are practicing in your institute, but this pandemic situation has forced us to practice the laboratory into the virtual mode. So we are developing our own virtual laboratory as well with the VLab, what is already there from the IITs. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
So I guess we have successfully conducted this live session with you people. What I want to say at the end, summing up that there is a phrase in Hindi, there is Ant bhala to sab bhala. So today's day was like that only. In the initial start, we faced a little bit technical problem, but now we have completed all the 3 sessions. And it is a great thing that you all have participated live in different sessions, starting from the OAP to your session in Kusi. So wonderful participation, and we are very privileged to have you here. So that's all live from JS College of Engineering for today. Thank you so much for day 4. We'll meet again tomorrow at 10 a.m. in the same platform, that is Cisco WebEx. So thank you so much. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
One more information is there before I close the meeting, that after 10 minutes, the questionnaire tab will be open, right? So you please submit your questionnaire within 6 p.m., right? And accordingly, the attendance and your feedback forms are also available up to 6 p.m. But after 6 p.m., they will be closed. So please hurry up and submit it up, right? Thank you so much. Have a nice day, have a nice evening, and flip your class. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.